Hi, and welcome to the Saltbridge Farm podcast. My name's Dennis, and I'm your host. Today we have a very special episode. We have our guest over here, Maryanne VanDeventer,
Yes.
and you're the community outreach coordinator?
Specialist?
Specialist for the Recovery Café.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful program of Bright Harbor, one of their many fantastic programs. And I'm very honored and thankful that you made it out here to the farm. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, yes. Thank you for having me. It's so beautiful out here. It's my first time out here at Saltbridge Farm. So,
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here with you all to share with you the Recovery Cafe model.
Mm-hmm.
The name of our cafe is Brew Grounds Cafe,
Okay.
which stands for Building Recovery, Empowering Wellness.
Wow.
And grounds for the coffee grounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And brew your coffee. Cafe. We are a part of the Recovery Cafe Network. We are, I believe, there's 77th cafe, 76 or 77
Wow.
in the country. They are started in Seattle, Oregon, out there, and they're moving this way. We are their first New Jersey cafe.
Wow.
Which has proven to be quite interesting because, Jersey's a different world.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited to be here. We had our grand opening in May of 2025, and we're just, working in the community, trying to get the word out for people to come and learn more about the Recovery Cafe Network and our Brew Grounds, our model, Recovery Cafe model.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. I've worked a little bit in the recovery community, and I didn't realize that it was a part of a bigger movement. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Most people know about AA.
Mm-hmm.
Alcoholics Anonymous has a clubhouse, right, where people go and they socialize, and so this is not exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The Recovery Cafe is open to anyone who is recovering from anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we hear the word recovery, we think mainly substance use, right? But it's really for anyone recovering from any kind of trauma that has caused definitely substance use disorder, but homelessness, domestic violence, mental health issues, you name it, we're all recovering from something. So it's just a safe space for people to come and build community and give back to the community through the cafe.
Nice. Yeah, I love that model. I think that's fantastic. And, what I've experienced in my own life is this recovery. It seems like they're all kind of connected.
Yes.
It's just a big thing. And instead of just being focused on one particular thing, that's kind of why I love Bright Harbor in general, because they cover so many of,
Right.
It's like a spectrum of what's happening in your life, whether it's homelessness or substance abuse or mental health. It's
Yes.
kind of all connected.
And the Recovery Cafe also is a resource center as well. We are peer-led. We're not clinical. Most people, we do have recovery services through Bright Harbor and clinical avenues to go down.
Mm-hmm.
We're unique in the way that we do have a plethora of resources that we can lead people to, but not just only Bright Harbor, right? We have other agencies that we work hand in hand with as well. When people come to the cafe and we start talking with them, we can identify some of their needs.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we help you find resources and help you get to where you want to be in your life? And that's the beauty of it as well, because when people come in who have experience, they can share their hope and their experience. And how it is, you talk to somebody and they'll say, yeah, I know that guy, or, oh yeah, I know this. And next thing you know, you've made a network.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what it's about.
No, that's really great. It's really great. I always find that, at least where I'm from, I'm new to the area, but back home, the recovery network was a community.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of overlapped, and it was nice because we had this community of people that we could go and have fun with, and just get to know people going through the same things or similar to what we're going through. That way we don't feel so quite alone.
Yep. And the support part is really important. Like, we know peer support.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are well acquainted with 12-step recovery, right?
Mm-hmm.
We do run groups pretty much every day now at the cafe. We have Alcoholics Anonymous, AA meets, Narcotic Anonymous. So far, we have a women's meeting through NA. We have a women's support group that we run after the NA meeting on Thursday nights, which has really grown.
Mm.
We have Cocaine Anonymous. 3 days a week they meet at the Recovery Cafe. There are huge meetings that they have there. And then we have an open NA meeting on Saturday nights now from 10 a.m. or 10:30 to midnight, which has taken off because people are, what do you do on a Saturday night? There's not a lot going on.
Mhm.
But we also want to introduce other pathways to recovery because there are many, including Smart Recovery, which I'm in talks with someone now to maybe come down and do that. A faith-based Christian outreach or support group. We're in talks with someone now who will be coming in. Hopefully we'll be starting that on Friday nights in November.
What's the name of that one?
That one is, there's a ministry called Back Row Ministries, and they built their own curriculum of recovery, right? So it's more like a discipleship and a learning and a teaching, but also that recovery aspect to it.
Nice.
I had a chance to look at their stuff and it's really, really good. And, we're excited to have that as well. There's Refuge Recovery, which is more Buddhist based. We haven't had that start yet because there are others in the area. And so we're just trying to fill up those nights with, with people who can something for everyone. But we also want to reach out and do other things as well, like specials, right? I'm keeping some nights open, Saturday nights, for instance, Sunday afternoon, for people to come out and just be. Maybe we have football, right? What do people generally do during this football season, right? We put it together, right? Maybe karaoke night and have community dinners and maybe start a book club, that type of thing, for people to come out. I have something now as it's getting off the ground. I call it a coffee and conversation, right? Where people can come in, see me or whoever is working there. There'll be a peer working in there. And that's where the volunteers come in, right? We want people to come in, and we talked about the membership part of it. What is a membership? It's a free membership, right? It's sort of like a commitment. We're committed to growing the cafe together. And if people come in and share their hope and experience, right? I have people come in all the time and it's more of like a harm reduction type of thing. They'll say, oh, what's going on here? I heard about you. I may want to drink today or use, but I figured I'd stop in and see what's going on here. So I'm like, yeah, pull up a seat, have some coffee, have a snack. We have been very blessed through, I'll shout out Starbucks here on Hooper and Oak. They have been giving us all of our coffee.
Wow.
They're amazing. Tiffany, I believe, is the name of their manager. She is. So Tiffany, if you're hearing this, thank you. And we shout them out at the cafe as well. We have a substantial food recovery network through Bright Harbor, through our pantry, the Nook. So the Nook graciously supplies us with donuts, like pastries and food. And if you come to the cafe, you're welcome to come to the Nook. And it's just there's always stuff there. I've also been working with a pilot program here in Ocean County. I'll call it Share My Meals, which is new here. We happen to be the pilot program for them, where the hospital, it used to be called Paul Kimball, but it's not. It's Barnabas now. Their Southern campus, I guess. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But they, every Thursday, give us pans full of food that they used at their cafeteria. The stuff is great. And it's all scanned and it's all health related. There's a lot of different avenues that we go through to make sure it's safe and sanitary. And so I've been using that on Thursday nights to feed some of the people who come to the groups on Thursday nights, because that's when he delivers it. And the rest of it, if there's any left over, we pack up and we use it. We freeze it because that's the code. And then we use it during the week where it can be heated up in a conventional oven and used for our senior program that we have. If anybody comes into the cafe and they're hungry, I'll have warm food for them. I'm able to heat up. So it's been really exciting. And now they've called and said that there's another partner coming on board. And they were wondering if we could take the food, because that food would otherwise be discarded, just like the food we take at the Nook. We're our partners there. That stuff would be thrown away. but we can use that and get it out to the community, so it's really exciting. One thing leading on another. Because like you said before, we're all the branches of one tree,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If people are experiencing homelessness or food insecurities or security in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fear in their life, not feeling safe,
Mm-hmm.
then we can't talk to them about the bigger stuff because your brain you're worried. So if we can help alleviate some of that for people and bring them through the cafe as well, that's part of it.
Yeah, that's great. I would love to work with you guys in whatever way we can,
We
whether
would love that.
it's helping volunteer with
Hmm.
what my talents are,
Yep.
or even when we get the young men over next door, bringing them over, for those who are recovering, and I'm sure they're all recovering from something.
Yes. And the mentorship of that.
Yeah.
I've had, like I said, people come in and, the harm reduction part of that. And they'll say, oh, I feel a little bit better, Maryanne. Maybe I won't drink tonight. Beautiful. Or use or what have you. I've had people come in completely intoxicated. And we would be like, okay, what's going on here? That night they're in an NA meeting, and suddenly being wrapped up with, because we have the groups come, right? I say, have a seat. They'll be here shortly, right? Like, I'm a peer recovery specialist, so I can speak with people as well
Mm-hmm.
as someone in long-term recovery. I'm also a CADC, which is a certified alcohol and drug counselor, which I do for Bright Harbor at Recovery Services. But at this place, at the Recovery Cafe, it's more peer. So I'm able to move people along, and it's pretty cool the opportunity that having, people there who can really work in dual roles with people. And I don't know, I'm going down a rabbit hole now. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's okay. Do you want to look at your notes and
My
see?
notes,
Yeah.
I was just saying here that what is the Recovery Cafe, right?
Uh-huh.
Like we explained, it's a membership-based community. People get a little tripped up on the membership part. But really what that means, like I said before, it's a commitment. It's a community designed to provide peer support, a safe place for individuals in any kind of recovery. We touched on that, right? To be a member, there is no financial cost for membership. We just ask that you give back to the community, and that would be by coming weekly. We also want our members to be okay as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you come and you become a member, we'll have a check-in every week, right? We call it a recovery circle, where you just come in and, how are you doing this week? What's going on with you? Just to make sure that we're all okay too,
Mm-hmm.
So we just ask people to attend the weekly meeting, and it keeps you connected, right?
Right.
Because if you're there, you feel like you're connected. You feel like you're part of it, belongs to you. Same time each week, day or night, depending, because people are busy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we ask people to contribute back to the life of the cafe, helping to keep our space clean, to help us if we were going to have, like, I would hope in November to do a community Thanksgiving,
Oh, that'd be
right?
great.
That would be great. And I have to start working on that now. Christmas as well, a
Mm.
community Christmas, New Year's Eve, being there for the community, putting that out, working maybe with a Toys for Tots. We might do through Recovery Cafe to help our members and people struggling in the community with maybe toys for their kids. So that's pretty much a good look at it. We're just trying the membership really matters, like I was saying before, because it builds belonging, connection. Recovery thrives in community. We know in isolation, watch out, like the minute you start isolating, oh, I don't feel like it. I don't want to do this. Now, if you're a member of the Recovery Cafe and we don't see you for a week, we're going to be checking in on you. What's going on?
Awesome.
So this way, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going through this. I'm going through that. Well, why don't you come on in and we'll talk about that, It's a reliable, supportive space, right? It provides stability and structure for people. They come in, they know we're there. Encouragement and accountability for people to stay motivated and to grow. We want people to grow, right? Personal empowerment as well. We rediscover in wellness, right? We rebuild and we start to thrive. You see that with anyone who's in recovery. When people start to recover, they recover big,
Yeah.
and loud. And I tell people, recover loud, recover out loud, connection, consistency, like I said, accountability and growth. We want to have like a school of recovery eventually, which will have different programs running, right? Different, maybe peer recovery, teaching people how to become peer recovery the specialist, right?
Hmm.
Train the trainer. Like
Yes.
me, like we would go and be trained to train others to become peer recovery specialists, or there's a couple acronyms for them. But it's really important that people want to do these things, but they don't know where to start.
Hmm.
And at the cafe, we can direct them in that. We point them in that direction.
Yeah, it really sounds like a hub
It's a
for.
hub, and that's exactly what it's called,
Yeah.
right? We have
Okay.
the Recovery Cafe Hub, and we had an extensive training with them over months, meeting with them, because this was a big endeavor to get off the ground. Thankfully, because we have Bright Harbor, we're already pretty much set in a lot of the things that had to go. Like we have a board, we have people, we
Yes.
have that type of thing. So a lot of people start this from scratch, but even not starting it from scratch, getting it off the ground has been pretty difficult. And I say difficult, not in we've been able to get a lot of groups coming in, but we've been a little hard pressed getting individuals to come in because they don't really know what this all means,
Hmm.
right? And when I laughed about New Jersey, right? Like we don't really trust too much in New Jersey.
Yeah.
People say, what's the catch? How much does it cost? No money changes hands. We are donation based. The coffee is free. The food is free. Everything is free. And people hear that and they're like, absolutely not. Nothing's free. I'm like, in this case, it is. I don't know what to tell you. So it's, but it's slowly but surely getting off the ground. We met a lot of great people. We're seeing hundreds of people come through actually a week through our meetings,
Oh, wow. I
you
bet.
know. So
If people want to help the Recovery Cafe, let's say they want to volunteer or maybe even donate monetary or gifting
mhm.
kind,
Yep.
do you accept all of the above?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. And they can contact us at Brew Grounds. Either we're on social media. We have Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, which I'm doing. So it's a little, I'm starting to work with that. And brewgroundscafe.com. We're on there as well.
Okay.
And that has a list of our activities and our schedule of events every day. We have the schedule so far. I have Motivation Monday.
Okay.
That's today. Is that today? It's today, right? So I was there from 10 to 2 p.m. with the coffee and conversation. People come in, and chit chat and just kind of get a feel. And I explain to them how they can help, what they can do. And then tonight we will have Monday nights. Now we're not really sure how that space is going to fill up. We did have a program, but we're kind of rethinking that model a little bit. So Monday nights for now are opened, but on Tuesday is our senior day. It's called Solace, right? Seniors optimizing life and socialization. That group has really taken off. That's 60 and over, and we have transportation provided, lunch,
Oh, that's
all kinds of
great.
stuff. They're there from 9 to 3. It's a drop-in, lunch, games, bingo. They're on fire. I love them. Listen, I'm 60, so I could go. And there's no cost. You can get that information from Brew Grounds. We can give you the information for that. And then in the evening at 6 o'clock on Tuesdays, we have AA, an open meeting. All of our meetings are open to anyone who is curious or may need help. We also want to, maybe the Monday nights that just came into my mind is maybe a family support group.
Oh, that'd be great too.
And we may do, we're thinking about doing pop-up recovery cafes in the community. Like I can just pop up in a place and be like, oh, I'm here today. Like American Legion in Seaside Heights, I'm going to ask them if like every third Monday I could pop up there and just put my shingle out and have people come in who are on the island who can't get over to Tom's River.
Oh, yeah.
We have a lot of barriers to transportation here. We don't have that mass transit like they have. You could take a bus, ocean ride, but pretty much you're hard pressed. So in Seaside Heights, or you can walk, right?
Hmm.
The thing I love about Brew Grounds is that we're at 954 Lakewood Road. We're on a bus line.
Oh, great.
So that is amazing. The bus stop is right out there. So people can come off and on. We have a lot of walkers in the area because we have apartment complex two big apartment complex near us. So people can walk in. And the Nook is next door. People come in and then they're curious, what's going on over here? Well, come on in and check it out. And we started in the summer, which is always a little bit slower, right? People are busy or they're, it's a little easier to navigate the area here in Ocean County in the warmer months than it is the cold months, right? It's a whole nother story with our people experiencing homelessness here, right? So not that we're going to be a homelessness gathering place. That's not what it is. But if people are, walking by and hungry and, there's a lot of stigma attached to homelessness, right?
Oh, yeah.
So not everybody who is homeless is on drugs, right?
Right.
Or have a severe mental illness, although they may.
But they're probably recovering from some sort of trauma.
Absolutely, right? Why is it that we're experiencing that, right? So come on in and let us help you figure that out, right? I've had people come into the cafe that I didn't realize they were even homeless until they started telling me more about it because that was their situation, not who they are.
Yeah, that's not their identity.
It's not their identity.
Exactly.
Yes. So it's pretty cool, meeting a lot of really cool people. So I suspect now, as we see the weather starting to turn, that I'll see more foot traffic coming in. That remains to be seen.
Have you connected with a lot of sober living homes and that kind of thing?
Yes, we have. We've had everybody come out. We like to do an agency day. We are connected to a lot of sober living. If you come to us as well, we can give you the names and the numbers and some places where also they will provide resources to help people get in and maybe pay their first month.
Wow.
We have connections with Hope Sheds Light, who is amazing, and the Wilson Financial Group in Bayville. It's not Wilson. We'll have to.
That's okay.
I have to figure
I'll cut
that one.
that.
You cut that one. I have it. But other agencies who have come to us and say, hey, listen, we have resources, and this is who we are. And I have all of that at the cafe. Anything that you could think of, I have the information for it. I have laptops that people can work on if we're going to try and find a job. I have a life coach who works with us, and she helps. We've already had one person who was coming in and said, listen, I screwed up in college. I don't know what's going on. I was over at Ocean County College, and our life coach just happens to work over at Ocean County College. She goes, I'll figure it out for you. She just, within a few months, she had her associate's degree. They figured it out because there are so many ways that we can do that, right? Help people get their GED. Things of that nature, right? We know the housing is a little hard here to find housing, but trying to point people in the right direction of other people who can help them and offer them that supportive place to be. Because we do have Code Blue, right, where people go overnight. And I do believe there's going to be more day centers opened. But you know what? That's to have places where, not only people experiencing homelessness, just if I know for myself, like being home by myself, even as a young mom, right? We want to do mentoring stuff for moms too, right? Being a new mom, I didn't have my mother. My mom had passed right before I had my first child. I don't have any sisters or a grandmother or nothing. It was just me, right? My husband he worked 2 hours away. So that was a really hard time for me. And if I had a place where someone was and just said, have a seat, you're going to be all right. Let me help you. Let's talk about this. That would have meant everything to me and would have saved me a lot of a heartache. So things of that nature. We're just there for people.
That's great. I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah.
Personally, I love to mentor, but I also love to be mentored.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Me too.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a part of it for me. Like I with Recovery Cafe and I think I was born to be a helper in some kind of way. I lost my way many times.
Oh, same.
Like I said, I'm a person in long-term recovery. I've had a lot of trauma in my life and grief. I forgot to touch on that. We have a grief group that meets with us through Bright Harbor. It's called Embrace.
Okay.
That is clinically led, but you don't have to be a part of Bright Harbor to attend. It's open to anyone. We've taken a little break now for November, but we had an art group that was amazing where they worked therapeutically with art, which was cool. We hope to, in December, maybe do something for surviving the holidays with grief. Because that's a big thing, right? People are So when you've been down that road and you could feel that empathy for other people
Hmm.
and give back, that's really where this all comes in.
I
Yeah.
love it. And what I'm hearing is just resources, resources.
Yep.
And so as we're growing the farm here,
Mm.
that gives me plenty of food for thought
Yes.
on how I can help these young men be the best versions of themselves, how I can
Absolutely.
help them heal and get out of that fight or flight mode and just relax and find themselves again
Mhm.
and grow and shine.
And even like young girls,
Hmm.
young people that we have,
Sure.
right? If we didn't have anybody show us the way, then we're not going to know the way. And we could always start to find the way if we have a mentor that comes up beside us. There are people who, young men that I come across or that my husband has come across, that they don't know how to tie a tie. They don't know how to shave.
Yeah.
They don't know how to change a tire. And I don't know how to change a tire either, but like things of that nature. But like for these young women, how I want to be a good mom.
Mm.
Well, what is a good mom and how do we become one, right? And, taking care of ourselves and our own mental health and having support, right? If there is no support, what do? You, you get lost.
Hmm.
And people, I tell this to especially young women that being somebody that lost her mother early and not having any female supports in my life and having a lot of girlfriends, but they had support, right? I was the outlier. Not that they wouldn't have helped me, but I just felt like, I don't know what I felt like, right? Uh, I didn't let people come and walk beside me, which I should have. It would have saved me so much heartache. I felt like maybe I was betraying my mom, or whatever. I don't know. She'd be the first one saying, "What are you doing?" So I tell people, let people love you, let people walk beside you. And I find that people really want to do that. People want to mentor, but they don't know how. How do
Hmm.
I mentor? How do I volunteer? Well, come to the Recovery Cafe and we'll make a way that you can be that hand for someone else. Years ago, when I was little, there used to be a game called Monkeys in the Barrel. Do you remember that
I
game?
do. Yes.
You'd throw the monkeys on the ground and you'd make the chain and you'd build the monkeys, right? But there's always one hand up and one hand back.
Uh,
So we built a chain, right? And if we drop someone, like we have to start over again. We have to, it's like, how are we doing that? We're always looking up, but always looking back at the same time. So it's a really good model. And uh, I know some other people as well who use that model, but it was always, something that was important to me. I have the monkeys in the barrel hanging in my office, and I have little keychains that I give out to people because it's a really good model.
no,
So,
I love that. That's really great. It's good. Really puts it in perspective.
right. Yeah. Because we have to have, how do we teach people, right? And out here, this is amazing, right? You come here, like I have not been here. I've been back here before in my life. I live in Toms River, right? But we don't realize the agricultural community that we have here and that we do have land,
Hmm.
that we're not just more fast paced, right?
Hmm.
As soon as you come down here, my whole mood completely changed.
Hmm.
I was like, oh my goodness, right? You're being removed from the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
And that is going to help relax people's nervous systems
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So when we do that, that is also a part of that,
Hmm.
and calming people down. And that's why the cafe as well, it was an office room, not a room. It's a pretty big area. You were in there. But it was clinical, right? It was a white office space.
Mm.
So we went in and Bright Harbor said, here you go. Let's see how we can make this look. What's the vision, right? So I had other people help me because I'm not too much of a visionary. But, we had painted it a really warm color and bricked out a wall and put in warm furniture and lighting and inspirational things. I've had my chief volunteer, my husband Bob, he helped a lot. He's here looking at me. But he was our help to get that vision up because we wanted people to come into the space and go, wow, it really feels relaxed in here. Every day somebody will say that to me. I dim the lights a little bit.
Hmm.
I have a big screen TV in the back and I have weather appropriate kind of stuff going on. Like today I had, I guess, Charlie Brown, the Peanuts and all of them. And they're all just like cozied up in their blankets and you just hear they're drinking coffee and it's just music piping through. And people come and stare at that thing and be like, wow, it feels so good in here. There's the first part. They changed as soon as they walked through the door.
Yes.
And that's what you'll get this feeling out here in the farm as well. It relaxes people and they can feel safe. Safe. We're safe. All right. So now that we're safe, we can start, even if we're safe for 5 minutes, right? We're safe right now. We're safe right now. We might not be safe later, but right now you're safe. All right. How do we make it that you stay safe? So you can see I talk a lot about a lot of different things, but it's like you started it when you said from the beginning, it's so many things.
It is so many
So
things.
many things.
And that's why it's kind of nice to be able to connect on this this one-on-one, because what we do here at Saltbridge Farms, it's so many things.
So many things.
And it's nice to know that we have resources in the community, but if we don't know they're there, then how can we utilize that to help others grow?
Yep.
So,
And, just put it out there and just being there for people, holding space for people is very important, because a lot of people come in and they don't know what they want. Listen, most days I don't know what I want, right? So they know they feel something, they don't know what they feel. There's so much stigma around everything.
yes.
That's why people do not reach out for help, because things are stigmatized, right? I don't want to be known as that addict, that junkie, that crazy person, or whatever. Even how we discuss people experiencing homelessness, our language matters, right?
Yes.
Because it's not their identity.
No.
Having a drug addiction is not your identity. It's what you have. And there's hope and healing in it. And from everything there is. But we don't like to talk about that. I know myself, it was really hard for me to tell people that I suffered with addiction probably my whole life. Started as one thing and turned into another thing later. But people don't look at me and see that, because I hid it very well until I could. But even now, coming out and saying to people, I do this because this is what I had going on with me. And a lot of people are often shocked to hear that. And I would be lying if I didn't say there was some pride in that at the beginning where I didn't want to say it. They didn't know, right? Listen, I told them I was sick. Yeah, I was sick, all right. Right. But now it's actually something that I'm really proud of. Like for me as a person of faith, I know that it was my journey.
Yeah.
And that nothing gets lost. And for all of us, if we look at it that way, if we look at it a way that this was for us to help other people, we would do anything to help people, right? Like sometimes you have to go through the fire.
Yeah. And I believe that it's a gift.
It's a gift.
What we've been through, what we've been delivered from, whether it's homelessness,
Yes.
abusive situations, addiction, losing people we love. But what we've been delivered from, we can help others by sharing our personal experience. We can relate to them. They're like, oh, this guy isn't just some person who doesn't care. He's been through it. They've been through it. I'm going to open up to them and share a little bit about it. And we can see eye to eye. I'm no better than you. We're going through life together.
And, like you're saying, to look at these things as a gift. I look at my life as a whole and a timeline, right? You can do a timeline of your life and kind of find out where, things went a little awry for you, or not. But, seeing the things that happened to me that a lot of people don't even know about, right? A lot of grief and loss. And when I talk about trauma, people think trauma is something that's, it could be something huge, right? Like we think of a traumatic event, right? But there's little traumas that come along the way that change your life.
Sure.
Some are bigger than others. But would I now, even that with my mother, right? Losing both of my parents and losing my mother and having my son after that, led me down a road where I now have 3 adopted children and have fostered multitude of children because I didn't want them to kind of not that I always wanted to do that, but I know what that feels like to be afraid.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but it's, would I have changed any of that? Nothing. I don't think I would have changed any of it. If I could, they say if you could go back and change one day. Well, if I did, I could. I don't think so.
I'm with you.
I don't think I would. Even the horrible.
Yeah. To me, it was a lesson and a blessing.
Yes.
And it took me years to figure that out, but that was part of my healing process.
Yep.
And now I want to help others. And I think that's why we are in this line of work that we're doing.
And it's funny because even if you haven't noticed already, I have ADHD. I go down the rabbit hole. I talk fast. I do everything fast. I have 20,000 different things on my mind at one time. But that was either going to be a curse, people
Mhm.
would say, or a blessing.
Mhm.
And I consider it a blessing because I'm a multitasker
There you go.
and I'm highly focused. Yep. They think it's not focused, it's highly focused. There's the problem, right? I'm highly focused on 100 things at one time. So something's got to give, right? But I always say that too. It's a blessing. I wouldn't trade it. Like, I didn't know what was wrong with me when I was a kid, but, because, I'm 60, like I said before, ADHD was not diagnosed in young women.
Didn't exist back then.
It didn't, right? We saw the hyperactivity element in boys because it's boys are boys, right?
Mhm.
What the girls do, they talked. And I'm a talker. And I haven't had my second 24-ounce of Wawa for the day. Or I like Wawa coffee. Sorry, Starbucks. I do love Starbucks too, but they tease me. I'm what do they say? Oh, my coworkers call me pedestrian because I'm like simple, right? I'm like, I always stop and get Wawa. And Wawa has been a big supporter of us
That's great.
as far as they give us food every day
Wow.
that we use to support people in the cafe and out, right? All of my coworkers completely support Starbucks. And sometimes I will, and I support them too, because I'm out, I'll go, let's go to Starbucks, But if I don't drink, the point of this is if I don't drink at least 48 ounces or more coffee a day, there's no hope.
For me, if I'm past 4 p.m. and I have to use my brain, I'm going to have a cup. That's it.
I
Or
could
I'm
drink
checked out.
I could drink 24 ounces right before I go to bed and sleep like a baby.
Yep.
No, nothing.
So what I'd like to do now is go ahead and show the listeners and the viewers a little tour of the Recovery Cafe.
Sure.
So let's go ahead and roll that clip. I really appreciate you stopping by the farm
Oh, I'm
and
so excited.
having our chat with me.
Yes.
And I'm very enthused to find out about what you're doing over there.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was so much, but that really gives me and gives us in general food for thought as to what's available for us and for people we love and people we mentor.
Yeah. And I just encourage people to look for us on social media.
Mhm.
Every day I try and post the events that are happening for the day.
We'll go ahead and post all the links to your social
Yes.
media, your website, everything
Yes.
down below.
Come see us on there. And I try and give tips every day for people and, what we can just be or go on live. A lot of times I'll go live.
Nice.
And just talk to people on the holidays or what have you, right?
I do have some things in mind that I want to bring to the table over there.
Sure.
So I'm excited for that, and,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you all posted on what's happening over there. So
Yeah, that'd be great. We appreciate it. We'd love to have you guys come in and check out and learn more about the Recovery Cafe model.
Yep.
And you can look up Recovery Cafe as well and see their other locations and what they're doing. And it's an individual fingerprint to every community because according to the needs and where people are located. If
That's
you're in a city or
fantastic.
in the country or, things of that nature.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thanks again. I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
And take care.
Bye.